You're now listening to Northview Royals.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to episode 22 of the Northview Royals podcast. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that right now, or give us a follow depending what platform you're listening on. But most importantly, share it around. Share the love. We've been getting heaps of good feedback and everyone wondering where we've been. So just make sure you're sharing it around and spreading the love. But we'll dive straight on in. Damon.
Cheers. Are footy beers the best beers?
I would say yes, probably.
I'd say footy beer's pretty good.
You're really channeling your inner Joe Pesci from Home Alone tonight.
Joe, I feel that. Except I'm not that short. I mean, I'm short, but I'm not that short. That's a good movie, but
I'm on the waters tonight.
oh really?
It's a fucking school night, man.
That Monday, Friday life.
You know. So it's been a while.
It has.
It's been a minute. It's been a fucking hot minute, but we're back. We did a little hiatus.
We did. We went on holiday.
We stole a boat.
Yeah. How does that even? How do they even do that? Like, I didn't even get insurance on it.
I agree. But skipper, you're the skipper. I'll let you give the listeners a bit of a rundown as to what unfolded.
My wife, for my 30th, which is in August, a year ago got us a boat trip. Now the more I think of it, I think it was probably meant to be a family trip, and then I just invited 3 extra people.
Yeah, I would go as far to say that's exactly what happened.
But yeah, we took it out from Airlie and went around the Whitsundays for a week, and yeah. I caught no fish, but it was still a good time.
Honestly, it was amazing. Like, that, can't stress this enough. No skipper. They essentially gave us a boat. They gave us a catamaran for 7 days.
Yeah, he was real blasé with like the training too. He was like, "Yeah, you're sweet," and then like to get him off the boat and back to the shore, like we just took like the little inflatable dinghy at the back, and like we took him to the pier back in the marina, and we thought he'd be like, you know, like, "Are you guys all good? Like, is there any other questions?" Man, he got to the end of that pier and took a foot off the boat, stood onto the pier, and didn't even turn back. He just like waved, was like, "See ya." No worries.
Literally like Mary Poppins in one stride, just straight off the boat. Little goosey off the boat, and he was away.
But yeah, no, it was good. We had no real issues.
No, honestly, it was like just anchoring wherever we wanted. I mean, we gave it a little bit of a nudge on Hamo, but we didn't get kicked off, so that was good. So, but I would definitely recommend it.
It took like a good week for that fucking cut on my top of my head to like stop hurting from that table tennis bat I threw up in the air. Hit myself like a fucking idiot.
I definitely had the and I know a couple of the others did as well. Definitely had the sea legs for a couple of days afterwards. I mean, being on a rocky boat for 7 days, when you get back on the solid ground, you get a little bit.
See, I felt the first night when we like stayed on it the queasiest. Like, and it was just sitting in the marina, just that little sort of feeling like that. But once I don't know if it was that or the nerves of taking a $300,000 boat out with no insurance.
Hey, Jesus, take the wheel. And he did.
No, I took the wheel.
But yeah, I was like, well, we've been back 2 weeks now, or a week and a half.
Yeah. What was your highlight? I tell you what wasn't my highlight was jumping in the water for like 20 minutes, and then us taking the little dinghy over to look at some coral, and then the research boat coming saying, "Oh, you probably shouldn't get in the water. We've got shark drum lines here."
Yeah, we're currently baiting sharks into the cove so we can tag them. Oh, so that's why there's no fish here. Great, really good.
Also, you just watched me do that for 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, well, like you said earlier, like unlike you, I actually caught some fish. But I would say the anchoring off Whitehaven for the day.
I think especially if you normally do it, like you're always under like a time limit.
Yeah.
Like if you go on like a tour, like maybe it's 2 hours or whatever, and you kind of restricted to where you go. Like we literally just found a spot. We're like, yep, that'll do. Anchored, took the little dinghy in, and just were there for as long as we want, and then went back out to the boat and swam around the boat, and it was pretty cool.
Fuck me, we drank some piss. I don't think I've consistently drunk for 7 days since I was probably 21 years old.
Yeah, it hurt. It definitely hurt. And then the rocking at the moorings though at like 2 a.m. But at least we weren't drifting away.
Yeah, for all of our boaty friends out there, because now we're one with the sea, we know all the lingo. So when we were moored at night time, it was very fucking noisy, that's for sure. But I don't know, I feel like we really became one with the sea. We learned a thing or two about ourselves. And then you come back to the harsh reality after essentially not having a phone for 3 days or whatever. And I've really made some adult decisions in the last week, I would say. So
hit me. Here we go.
And I wanted to do this live on the podcast so everyone can celebrate with me.
Okay.
Today marks 1 full week of me having Uber Eats turned off on my phone. I know. Let's settle down. 1 whole week, 7 days with no Uber Eats orders under my belt.
Wow.
And fuck me, I feel like my body is a temple at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
The other realization that I've come to is that I'm not going to watch sport anymore. So I've been so disappointed. I've got one game left, and that's this Sunday morning is Chelsea playing in the Champions League. I'm going to probably, next thing to get deactivated is going to be my Sportsbet account. I don't think I've won, it's not even a think. I have not won a single bet of substantial size since the 2014 Melbourne Cup, where there was an overgrown pony called Fiorente that was paying like $40, and that's right, the big dog put fucking $100 on him or something. Since then, it's been absolute disappointment. Last weekend fucked me up.
We have like a running gag that really is just, it's not really a gag anymore. It's just reality that there's a thing called the Cam curse, and like if you ever see Cameron put up anything on social media about who's going to win a fight or who's going to win a game of footy, you could almost bet the house against it. You could be safe as houses to know that that's not going to happen.
So I had a big multi on last week.
So you better fucking say that you hope fucking Dustin Poirier fucking is going to win.
I just can't believe it. I actually cannot believe it. Like last weekend, I had Chelsea to win the FA Cup, which they should have done. They should have walked through it. They fucking lost. That was the start of the slippery slope. Then I had a few fights at the UFC in a multi. I got one out of the 5. Chandler definitely didn't win, so that was a big one. And then I thought, you know what? To finish off this great week of sport and betting, the Dragons are going to upset at Suncorp in the Magic Round.
Not a chance.
For anyone that didn't watch it, Dragons didn't upset at Suncorp in the Magic Round.
Nope, they got pumped.
So that's where my life's at the moment. Uber Eats is fucked off. Sportsbet's next.
Big boy things.
Maybe I just won't have a phone anymore.
Then just going back to a flip phone.
The
old 33. You gotta get a 3315.
Oh, what was there a better phone? Was there ever a better phone made than a 3315?
I think. What was the other one? 3310.
Yeah.
Was that the brick? And then it went to 3315, which was like the kind of bit different one. I don't know. I just remember there was that one. Then the next one I had was like the Nokia one where you could like, it came like its own cutting thing, so you could like cut like a bit of a magazine out or cut like a picture, and that could be like your thing.
I remember that. And then they started getting all that weird technology that seemed years ahead of its time, where they had like, you could download like an emoji, for example, and the back of the Nokia phone was like a LED. but you could like wave the phone and it would like pixelate the picture in the air. So if you're at a festival or whatever, you'd be like, "Yo, look for the fucking eggplant emoji," and then.
The best thing they ever did for when we were like teenagers was, remember Telstra did that like 1 cent text between Telstra numbers,
bro.
but then you could also send credit. Maybe you could, like, if you had like bought $10, you could send like up to $10. Like, so I didn't have money, so I had a girlfriend who would just like send me fucking credit. It's fucking sick.
But like you get to like the weekend and then one of the bros would be like,
offload it to the girl.
It'd be like, oh, like, bro, we're at the weekend. I need text. Send me a couple bucks. Yeah, 100%. That's 300 text messages. 300.
Sort it.
Don't you think it's crazy that you forget, like now on iPhones, you're actually typing on a keyboard, how quick you get at typing on the
like
old
numbers?
school keyboard. Yeah. Like pushing it X amount of times.
I got a hip top, and oh man. And on the hip top had MySpace and Messenger. Look, I've done my best work on that hip top, okay?
Bring him back.
I did my best work on that hip top.
Bring him back. And then I remember, what was it like, the Mr. Tones, where you'd go and type in the code and make your own ringtones and shit?
But, man, this sounds stupid as, but remember how you used to be able to like record your own ringtones from like the radio and shit?
Yeah.
To this day, if I hear the intro to Gold Digger by Kanye West, I will hear, even if it's not there, the Hot FM. And I'm like, where is it?
That's what, like, when we were younger, you used to be so, like, connected to your phone because it was your labor of love. You put hours into typing in those ringtones, or on the art thing where you draw a logo and then make that your background. Like, you dumped hours into. There's no downloading that shit from the App Store. You had to make that motherfucker. See, if you wanted the fucking globe symbol as your background, you had to get on art and fucking draw that
Figure
shit
it out, yeah.
1 pixel at a time. 1 pixel at a time.
Yeah, then I remember that the Motorola Razors, they came back. They were trying to make them a thing again. Not happening.
And then they started getting they were really pitching the plans for the kids, like with the 1 cent text and unlimited calls to 2 specific mobile numbers. So you chuck in like your mum or 2 floozies that you had on the go, and then you had to keep changing the numbers every now and then. Oh yeah, just got to change
You can
my
only do it every
number.
month.
Yeah,
every month.
Oh, God bless. Now everything just gets put on your fucking doorstep. You don't have to work for that shit. But what I did do, because I had so much fun doing it the last time, is I've come prepared with 2 more news stories.
Hit me. Love them.
And these are real. These are real news stories within, I would say, the last month. This one is going to be really interesting. Okay. Canadian soldier charged after serving cannabis-laced cupcakes to a unit during live fire exercise, leaving several members unable to operate their artillery safely.
I don't know if it was this thing, but I heard about the same thing where he like apologized and it was like, I thought they were the different brownies, or I thought they were the different thing, and this has never happened before. But it's like, you still drugged a couple of people.
Yeah, get out. No, but you got to get out.
I have a story related to this.
But who just rolls in? They're literally about to go and do a live fire training exercise, and someone just rolls in like, "Hey, I made everyone cupcakes." It's like, what do you mean, bro? We're in the military. We've got this dried food pouches that we should be eating. No, fuck all that. Quick, everyone just bang down a cupcake. Next thing, they're on the battlefield in live fire. Bait. Shooting the shit out of everyone.
One of our friends who is no longer with us, he drugged me one day. We used to live together, and then we moved into this place, and he moved into his new one. And I was doing some patching, plasterwork patching and shit, and he rings me and goes, "Oh, are you hungry?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, man, I'm starving." He said, "Right, I'll come around and pick you up." So he picked me up, we went back to his house. He goes, "Oh, we'll go into town for a shop or whatever." He goes, "Yeah, I'll grab some food." And he comes out to the car and he gives me this brownie. And I was like, "Oh, righto, cool." Didn't say anything else. Just gave me the brownie. I was like, "Oh, fuck, chocolate brownie, cool." I ate this whole thing. And he just looked at me and was like, fuck. And I was like, what? He's like, hang on. Legs it back inside. I'm like, righto, whatever, what's going on? He comes back in, looks at me, goes, just so we're even, and eats the thing. And I'm like, wait.
What do you mean even? Like
Even-
calorie count?
Yeah.
Or
Even with what? And he goes, oh, they're hash brownies, man. I was like, oh, fuck. He goes, I had some the other day. I only had about a quarter of that, and yeah. So it should be good. So we proceed into town. We go to one of the clothing stores, and I'm like, starting to feel a bit spacey. I'm like, this is pretty good. Yeah, this is pretty chill. This is not too bad. Cool. And we're like, all right, we'll go get a haircut. So we went and seen Heath for a haircut, a lad in town, and we're in there, and he's talking, and within 5 minutes of me getting a haircut, I'm out. I'm fucking gone, man. I'm white, just looking at myself and catching. He's not getting a haircut. He's just sitting in the chairs behind me, and I'm catching his reflection, and he's just going like. And I'm like, fuck, what is going on? And then Heath's obviously caught on because I've stopped fucking talking, haven't I? And he's like, are you all right? And he's looking at our mate. He's like, is he all right? He goes, he'll be fine. He goes, look, I'm just going to stop here. Come back tomorrow and we'll finish the rest of your haircut. So I've got half a fade here and fucking this mop here. So we were on the way home, and my wife rings me and she goes, oh, can you put on a roast for dinner? And I'm like, nah. And she's like,
a roast?
yeah.
I'm fucking cooked enough as it is for
so
everyone.
She's like, nah, why not? And I'm like, look, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm so fucking high right now. She's like, for fuck's sake. It just hangs up on me. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm in it now. Here we go. We get back to Corey's house, and I literally just green out and pass out. This is at 2 o'clock. I wake up to him kicking me on the ground, saying, your wife's here. I'm like, fuck, here we go. So I get in the car. She's fine. Like, she wasn't angry around that. She's like, I'm going to get something. I said, I need to go home. Like, I need to go home. She's like, I need dinner. I don't give a fuck that you're greened out right now. So she pulls up to Zambero's and makes me sit in the light. Like, purposely, I think, park the car under a street light. I'm getting blasted by this light. And I'm like, this is fucked. Finally get home. I sleep for another 16 hours. Wake up completely sober, like nothing's happened. I message Heath, the barber, and I'm just like, I am so fucking sorry. And he's like, yeah, no worries, come in and we'll finish that haircut. Yeah, that was the time I got drugged.
So, interesting story. Another story involving the same guy was similar situation, but there was cookies that were baked.
Yep.
A lot of people weren't aware of the cookies that were baked. So what we did was we left them in a Tupperware container and put them in a cupboard at a mate's house. Couple of weeks later, we found that
when the mold sits in.
We found the Tupperware container. So, and then everyone's going, nah, fuck that. Literally mold growing on them. Scraped the mold off, and we were going up to a place outside Mackay called Chicken Rock, near the weir, where people jump off rocks and shit into the water. Anyway, so I think we ended up having 1.5 each. By the time we got out there, we went in a car on our own, and another car followed us out. We were fucked. So we went in, everyone was jumping off the rocks and stuff, then it was time to go. So everyone was like running back through the grass to get to the car. I kid you not. I was so unaware of my surroundings that I stood on a brown snake that was crossing the path and continued to run to the car. We got in the car. Again, the two of us that ate the cookies, for some reason, got left in a car on our own to drive back. Everyone else followed us. We're driving back to town. No words were said. We were just absorbing the surroundings. Next thing, like it was scripted in a movie, the car stops. Oh. So we're rolling down a road, no power, the car's just rolling. We've pulled over, hazard lights on. Still no words said. We're sitting there like sort of looking around the car, wondering what's happened. Has the battery gone dead? Have we fucked? Is it blown up or whatever? Next thing, tap, tap, tap on the window. What the fuck are you doing? We're like, the car's stopped. There's no power. The car's stopped.
What do you mean the battery's dead?
like the car won't go. So we wind down the window chatting, and he goes, I'm going to ask a question to the pair of you. and I want you to think about it before you answer. We're like, yeah, go ahead, whatever. Wait, we got this. Did you put fuel in the car? We didn't put fuel in the car. We had run out of fuel 40 kilometres outside Mackay.
Oh.
It was just our luck that in the distance you could see a service station. So here's two middle-aged guys in board shorts pushing this car down this road, completely blazed. No one wanted to help us, and it was the funniest fucking shit you've ever seen. And even after that, no one volunteered to get in the car, so we safely got home. So we fueled up and just carried on with our day.
Carry on my wayward son.
Right, story number 2.
Right.
US man charged for detonating 36 kilograms of the explosive tannerite at gender reveal party.
That's up my alley.
So apparently in America at the moment, there's this new thing that like they have the cannons or whatever.
Yep.
But they let off an explosion.
Yep.
And it sort of detonates like a miniature bomb filled with confetti and stuff like that. They're starting to get a little bit overboard with it. And this guy blew the asshole out of a rainforest. So obviously the emergency services got called. And anyway, I think he got charged. But it was a week after, in another state, someone else had done a similar thing and started like 100 square hectare bushfire.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Like, it's just fucking mad. And like all the sheriffs are just like, hey, stop. Just chill. Pop a balloon like everyone else does. Kick the footy.
Yeah.
Do a skid in a car.
I seen the best one the other day where it was like, obviously this guy and they're throwing like a baseball to him, and he just cannot hit it, man. Like he swings this thing, 9 to 10 times, misses it, and finally swings it, and it just breaks on the ground, and the littlest bit of like chalky smoke comes up, and you can tell it's like a boy. He's just like, like he just kept swinging, kept missing.
And look,
That's
like,
why I'm scared to do it.
I'm a real long way away from having kids, but I just look at these things like the balloons and stuff like that. There's just so many variables that can go wrong. Like I've seen far too many videos where the balloon flies away. Then what? You never know. You just got to roll the dice. Just roll the dice.
Like I think the person who organises it can probably just let you know. My wife, yeah, when we had Hawkins, she sort of was like, oh, should we do something like that? And I was the same thing. I was like, what if you throw me a baseball and I overcompensate so much that I swing so hard, hit it, but then let go of the bat as well?
Yeah, 100%.
Then her 101-year-old grandfather gets hit by a baseball bat coming 100 mile an hour.
There's just so many things. Like I've seen...
Which actually he nearly did at our wedding. Remember the lights that fell down?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They nearly hit Hal's granddad, who was like 98 at the time.
That was like the whole day was like perfect. Nothing went wrong. Everyone looked great. It was just a fun time. And then the lights fall out of the roof and shatter on the table.
Have you seen?
Whoa!
Yeah, I actually got. We rang them up that night too, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to maybe like talk about this like tomorrow or in the coming days?" We're like, no, come here now. And they're like, righto. And they're like, oh, I'm sure you don't want to talk about like money and stuff now. I was like, no, I do. They gave us half the money back, and it was like half an hour until the reception finished. I was like, that is going to my honeymoon.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you seen Grown Ups too? Weird question because you don't have kids, but have you seen Grown Ups too?
I'm gonna say I've definitely seen one of them. I don't know which one it is. Are they both the same? Which one do they go to the lake house in?
That's the first one. So
okay, what do they do in the second one? Is it the basketball game?
No, that's the first one still.
Okay.
Is it the arrow they shoot in the air? Still the first one.
Okay, it seems I've seen the first one a couple of times then.
Okay, yeah. The second one, they're all living back in the town. Anyway, well then, scratch that. But anyone who's seen Grown Ups too, there's a scene in it where It's their wedding anniversary, Chris Rock and his wife. And as you know, it's almost my wedding anniversary, like in 3 days. Guess who remembered the wedding anniversary?
I knew that. I didn't know that.
Guess who remembered the 5-year wedding anniversary?
You.
Guess who didn't?
Oh, no. I hope you've made a big song and dance about it too.
No, if you watch Grown Ups 2, there's a scene and it happens to him where he's the one who remembers, and she's like, oh, and he's like, he's like, yep, cool, righto. Gets on the bus with his mates, and he's like, I just got the get out of jail free card, and he's so happy about it.
So, what are we doing for your 5-year wedding anniversary?
What are we doing? I got my wife presents.
No. You've got a hall pass.
Oh yeah. I would say the 30th on the water with my 3 friends was probably a good ball pass.
Yeah, it was a nice family holiday for everyone involved. I definitely think we lock it in as like a yearly thing, though.
It was pretty good. It'd be fun.
I mean, maybe it would be helpful if more than one of us had a boat license.
It would definitely play a contributing factor. It'd be good if any of you guys had like just a bit more of a clue on most things, just a little bit more.
Hey, I definitely held my own in the fishing department. I was putting like rigging up my own lines. Like I know my way around a fishing line. I know how to kill fish, all that sort of shit. But by God, did we have some experiences with the whole killing fish scenario?
I don't know if I can do this.
Stab it! Stab the fucking thing! It's still moving.
The best one was the squid. What do I do? Well, firstly, don't point it towards the boat. There's ink in it. That way. Just judo chop it. Huh?
We definitely got gang fucked by a school of squid.
Definitely.
That we were unexpecting. One of the boys somehow ended up with a squid jig on his line that he wasn't aware was a squid jig.
He thought it was yeah.
So suddenly he starts just flicking squid on the boat. And trust me, all the shit you see on documentaries is very true. Literally like litres of black ink getting squirted all over the boat, all over our clothes. And that shit fucking stains.
I was surprised we didn't have to pay a bond. No, we got all the money back. They actually said it was in perfect condition, which was nice.
Which is really good because the person that owns the boat actually watches this podcast.
Actually, I got a funny fact thing for you. So when we were leaving, we had. I just want to know if I'm in the wrong here or if maybe someone else is in the wrong. You tell me. You be the judge. Okay. Right. Morning, I've taken the boat back. I cleaned everything. Got all the rubbish set up. Cool. Put it out the back. Got all the bags back. Did everything cleaned. Cool. We come into the dock. I'm helping old mate fill up the boat, get it back in the dock, and do all the stuff. My wife grabs the some bags of rubbish and takes it up. And I said, "Bring the car around. I'll bring everything else up and check it out." Cool. Do that. I take all the rubbish out and take all the rods back and all the other sort of shit that we did. Checked out. Cool. Got home that night. She goes, "Oh, have you seen my toiletries bag and my glasses?" And I was like, "I'd assume." In your bag or are they in my bag? And she's like, no, I put them in the Woolies bag. And I said, okay, yeah. She goes, I'll put them out near all the other bags. I was like, with the rubbish bags.
The rubbish bags.
Not just me that thinks that. Cool. Okay. So they were gone.
Oh, and that's it. That's end of story.
Yeah, no, I had to buy some new ones.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. That's definitely not your fault. I side with you on that one.
Yeah, no, it is what it is, though. Can't win them all. Definitely didn't win that one.
Hey, you get the next one. You get him on the next one. Rock and roll. You got anything, or are we keeping it short and sweet?
I can keep it short and sweet, this one. I've got
a
child sitting right next to me. Oh, there's the wife there that needs some new glasses.
All good. We'll lock it down then. Like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button, share that shit around. Let's build this community a little bit. And we'll be back soon. We'll get back in the rhythm now.
Peace.
Done.